What is up, everybody? Welcome back to DC Junction. I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
We're back because it's been 24 hours for us. It's been a
little bit longer for you guys.
A little bit longer for you guys. But we've had some time to sit and digest the Supergirl teaser that dropped. We've had a chance to let new rock stars do their things, so we can. So we're gonna sit here now and just kind of talk a little bit more at length about the Supergirl teaser. We've had some time to sit with it, think on it, process our feelings. Matt, I think I'll let you go first here. So just overall, how are you feeling about now, like going into Supergirl and having watched this teaser?
I mean, I think for good or bad, I'm in the same spot. Like, I don't want to talk bad about the man per se, but I'm looking forward to seeing a movie James Gunn is not directing or writing.
Yeah.
And so it looks cool. Again, like, what I don't want is another Superman movie with a woman.
Which I feel like
this is not.
I think they've done a pretty good job. I mean, even like just the choice to have the teaser open with Crypto peeing on a newspaper of Superman being a hero, which when you go back and look at it, is a smaller article next to it. It literally says Superman saves Metropolis from nuclear explosion. Supergirl saves Cat.
Yeah.
And so Crypto peeing on that newspaper is a way of saying, like, yeah. And they make a point of like putting it big up on screen. Like, this is not James Gunn. This is a different director. This is a different writer. This is a different everything. I mean, again, having Crypto pee on the newspaper could not be more of a giveaway.
Yeah.
That I think.
So I think, like, am I super hyped for this movie? Like, I can't wait for it to come out? No.
Not yet.
I never probably was going to be that way for a Supergirl movie. I'm going to go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably see it opening weekend for multiple different reasons, but I'm not sitting here like
this show notwithstanding, like, this is definitely an opening weekend in the theater movie for me.
So
I'm in a similar boat. Like I'm excited for it just as a DC fan. Yes. Obviously, like I'm not, it's not like I'm not excited for this movie. I'm excited for this movie. But similar to how, like, I wasn't a huge Superman fan going into Superman.
Yeah.
There go by proxy. It's kind of a similar thing with Supergirl. Now, coming out of Superman, I was like, oh, yeah. So like, I'm fully open to Supergirl doing the same thing. But just for me, it's just like, cool. It's just nice to see it in media res now that, like, it's actually happening. But I do think that as we've been talking about, I want to talk about a little bit more from a tonal standpoint. Sorry, I'm trying to get my microphone in a way to where it can hear me, but not throw off the focus on my camera, because I think that's what's doing it.
I thought you were just trying to talk into the S.
No, I know, right? Just take a look. There's no way I can make. There's no way I can make that happen. I like that they have gone. I don't know why. I like that they've gone out of their way with this teaser to draw as hard a line in the sand as possible tonally between this and Superman. This is not bright, hopeful. Every day is a new day. Everyone has some good in them. This is, I mean, that line where she's like, Superman sees the good in everyone. Like, I see who they really are. Like, we're gonna, What did you think about just overall, like, kind of the design? And because this is by all means, like, we can tell this is pretty much looks like it's going to be a 1-for-1 of Woman of Tomorrow almost. I mean, obviously, I mean, things will be, small details will be adapted, but it looks like they're pretty much just straight up doing this.
They're adapting that particular story.
Yeah,
it's not verbatim the script,
right?
But Supergirl is that story, that the story of Supergirl going off and getting drunk on planets that she's not super powerful, and then getting pulled into some weird space opera, battle, war, civil, blah, blah, yaggity schmaggity.
Because
that is the story.
When they did the thing at the end where they tease what comics, like if you want to read the comic, like go do this, they've done that in the past, but it was usually like 3 different ones. Like read these 3 ones. Because it was like the Batman was like little bits of Long Halloween, little bits of Year One, little bits of the same with like Blue Beetle, same with like Black Adam. This one they're just go read this one.
Yeah.
Just go read this one. Yeah. Everything you need to know is right here.
And I think look, sometimes it's good to do that. I mean, look, if they had been doing that before, Dark Knight Rises would have been no man's land.
Probably.
So it's like, there's some of these comics or these films that are based on a comic, but they do have to exist in the world that the films have created. So like Captain America, the Winter Soldier is based on the graphic novel, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Now there's differences because that Captain America is different than the one they've presented us in those movies. But I mean, what that movie's about. Yeah. And though the reveals, and now after that, like the latter half of that movie completely is like, boo, because they're telling a whole different story.
As a similar comparison, Logan. Like Logan was an adaptation of Old Man Logan, and then it was about Logan when he was older. And that's about where the adaptation part of it ends. Other than that, it's got absolutely nothing to do with it. So this is kind of the flip of that, where it's like, no, they're adapting the book, but almost kind of like you would do any other just straight book adaptation, a Harry Potter, a Lord of the Rings, which is like, no, we're just going to take the book and just do a medium transfer in a way that makes this story palatable on screen, and then just make little changes here or there to make
we're using that outline, not that script.
Exactly. That is correct. This is the mold we're baking.
Allegedly.
Again, we're basing on a teaser.
60-second trailer. Yeah. That is what we're
doing. But I will say, for a 2-minute teaser, they put a lot in there. There's a lot in there.
Yeah. I think they put in there what you need to do to get everybody to look at every single frame of this thing and go, oh, yes, okay, was that Lobo?
We're gonna talk about Lobo.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's what a teaser needs to be. You just like, look, this is all the things from her, of her background, of her thing, and enough dialogue and scenes that go, oh no, this is, like you said, tonally different. This is a different character. This is not just Superman in a skirt. This is a whole actual different character, and sweet.
And also, before we get into the Lobo of it all, like, we're also not that far removed from the Flash. It was only a couple of years ago, which had a Supergirl in it. That was while that movie itself wasn't really well received, Sasha Calle's performance as Supergirl was.
Yes.
So, there is going, like, and with all the Netflix Paramount stuff going on, like, this is going to draw an obvious comparison. It's unavoidable. So, like, there is the hope that just I hope there aren't, like, I'm sure I'm anticipating a wink and a nod in a way that I'm just not sure I'm ready for. You know what I mean? Because like the DCU so far has made the occasional wink and the nod to what came before it. And with the Supergirl thing, I feel like that's one. Maybe we don't acknowledge that one. Like that one feels a little painful, especially
unless she's a power girl. That would be great.
That would be great. Well, especially because I guess now it's a good time to get into it, because this is now going to be, I think, our first real foray into a DCU recast, because Momoa's in his Lobo. This is I'm racking my brain. We haven't had a lot now. Is this our first real DCU actor recast, Sean Gunn notwithstanding?
I mean, I think if you're talking about big time, high end,
like notable
characters, like, yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think this
I mean,
is the
you've got a
first one.
couple little things like, like what's his name? Michael Rooker has been in every
Yeah,
single James Gunn.
I'm not counting like Michael Rooker. I'm not
Yeah.
counting like David Dastmalchian. I'm not counting like
So I think
yeah.
those guys have been all over the place no matter what. But no, this is your first
Yeah.
like of what I would say your big 8 or 9 that were from the DCU.
Yeah.
Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor,
Yeah,
those
like
big
your big
characters.
marquee names.
Shazam.
Yeah.
So I think this is definitely your first one, especially that tier of like, no, this guy was headlining a previous DC property
Who
and
headlined
he's recast.
was he headlined the last DC
The last and the biggest box office one.
Well, I'm talking about was how did Lost Kingdom do? I mean, not well.
Tanked bad.
It tanked it pretty bad. Yeah,
his first movie is the only
was
one
the only one that crossed the billion. My point is that like they're taking the guy who, for lack of a better term, ended the DCEU, but at the same time, he's the one that kind of gets to have the victory lap because he ultimately gets everything he wanted, which is he gets to just come back to work and play the character he's always wanted to play.
I think the grace
it's a weird turn of fate where it's like, yeah, you were in the last movie of this franchise that absolutely tanked the box office. Here's everything you wanted.
Flash tanked more.
It's hard to say. I just know that
I'm looking Aquaman.
But anyway, yeah, we got our first quickest of quick looks at Jason Momoa as Lobo in this teaser. And it's truly a blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
But it looks cool.
Yeah. No.
What?
Flash bombed more.
Oh wow,
Flash made 271 worldwide, and Lost Kingdom made 439 worldwide.
Ouch.
Yes, he looks fantastic.
So good.
And I think for me, what I was going to say is like I think the grace of Jason Momoa from the fans is that this is who we've all really wanted him to be. Like, look, we did not go see Aquaman. I mean, I did Redbox, but my point is nobody went to see Aquaman for Aquaman.
Went to see for Jason Momoa.
They went to see Jason Momoa be Jason Momoa as dressed in an Aquaman outfit. That's what they did. So I think now you're like, oh wait, he's gonna actually portray a character that he should have been, that he's gonna
wants
be
to play
fantastic as. This isn't who is he playing in Street Fighter?
Oh God, that's right. I forgot he's in that.
That teaser dropped last night.
Did that trailer? Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, I bet it looks so bad.
Yeah.
I bet
it looks like it should. Who is he?
So,
what is the name of this stupid character?
Who's
I don't care. Little character that looks like the Green Monster. Anyway.
Oh, Blanca? No. I haven't played Street Fighter in years. Anyway. He looks so cool. We're getting a live action Lobo, and it's played by Jason.
It's like I think this is where you get into that, in my opinion, of like, Blanca. I was right.
Blanca, okay, so I was right. Yeah, Blanca.
Yeah. No, I think like having Jason Momoa be Lobo in this movie is the perfect way to bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though he's not in the book, it's easy to just drop him in as some way to get him against. And then look,
well, so there's an entire it's in the book, it's in the trailer. There's an entire extended fight sequence in several bars and shit. You can throw Lobo into any one of those for a 5-minute cameo, and now you just have him.
Look, one of the best, in my opinion, Lobo comics is when he gets ripped and then he's with Bibbo. And for some reason, he's on Earth. Him and Bibbo get ripped, and Bibbo is like, "Well, you know who Bibbo is."
That I'm actually thinking it now. Like that's a pairing I didn't realize I needed in my life. But Bibbo and Lobo is
they get ripped, and he basically like triple dog dares him to fight Superman because he doesn't think they're the same strength level. So then they like crash into the Fortress of Solitude. And Superman is like in the middle of recovering from some great battle, so Superman's nowhere near full strength. And him and Lobo destroy the Fortress of Solitude as they're fighting. They're just wrecking it. So the idea of Lobo, of them taking that concept that like Lobo happens to be at a bar and he's watching this Supergirl tear everybody apart, and he's like, well, I didn't know today was going to be this way, but let's do this. And then they fight for like 15 minutes.
Yeah. If we don't get to watch Millie Alcock and Jason Momoa just absolutely throw elbows, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. But also but then also that then just opens the door for him getting to do it with David Corenswet, and I'm like, not bad about that either.
Well, and then in the comics, like he's a bounty hunter, so more often than not he gets involved in these stories because somebody's put out a bounty on this character or that character. Superman. He has to go get it. So you could also say like, oh, she beat up all these people in this bar, now there's a bounty on her, he shows up to collect that bounty, now we've got him running around doing things for 20
also and I'm saying this knowing we're not probably not going to see anything from it for a while, but you know, the bounty hunter aspect is like, oh, so are we going to see him in Lanterns too? Because if Lanterns is intergalactic True Detective space cops like we keep hearing, Lobo's an easy 1 episode cameo if Guy Gardner gets to be in there.
Well, and I think too, like speaking of Guy Gardner, like you think about, like we had no idea Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl were going to show up in Peacemaker. Like once he has some of these players on the board, he's just going to drop them.
Which is the beauty. Somewhere. It's kind of the beauty of having, like I said, we are now in a lived in, already pre-existing DC universe. So and if we're just kind of embracing the weird, that kind of comes with the territory of like one of people's biggest complaints. Well, I won't say biggest, but most common complaints during the first couple phases of the MCU, when you get to like, you know, Thor: The Dark World, and it's like, hey, the world's about to end because of this giant thing happening in Greenwich. How come only Thor's there?
Yeah.
As opposed to like, even say what you will about them, but like when you go back and watch The Flash, why is it only Batman and The Flash dealing with this massive issue? Well, they show you on the news, Wonder Woman's dealing with this, Superman's dealing with a volcano. It's like having just that, like 2 seconds of acknowledging what these other characters are doing out here in this world and why they can't be there.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, now with James Gunn's DCU, now there are just so many of them. There's no reason why your supporting cast can't just be arbitrary DC characters.
Yeah, like what we saw in Superman.
Exactly.
He's fighting a big kaiju. Here comes 4 other heroes to help.
Because why wouldn't they? Yeah. On the flip side of that, hey, there's a big floating thing out there in the city. Are you not going to go help them? Oh, no, they got that covered. That's fine. And we can just watch them. We just acknowledge, like, yeah, sometimes superhero shit's just happening in the background, and you just kind of hope it doesn't come your way.
Or, oh, maybe they don't have it. I should go.
Exactly. It's one of those, like, he looks out there and goes, wait, no, especially because he's like, big conversation. Wait, nope, guy's arm just broke. Okay, I should go deal with that. Like,
sorry, I just fell on the floor. I keep
so it's like, yeah, we've shown we've shown the way we and Superman did a great job of establishing the rules of this world, this universe in a way, in those couple of scenes like we just talked about. Like, there's always stuff going on. Not all of it requires, but there's enough superheroes out there that
What do you think of people being ridiculous and being like, oh, it's just Guardians of the Galaxy?
Media literacy is dead. That's all it is. Media literacy is dead. People are looking for a reason to complain. What do you? Oh, look, this character's got headphones on, just like Star-Lord. Okay, never watch Baby Driver ever again. Because he wears headphones throughout the whole freaking movie. What do you want me to tell you? Also, James Gunn didn't direct this movie.
Yeah, there is a level of I know the internet's going to
read the book.
I know the internet's going to internet.
Yes.
There's a level of it where I'm like, this is even beyond the internet. This is you like just looking for something. Like, look, if you want to say, you know what, I didn't like Superman, I'm not into this. I'm not going to argue with you.
Cool. Whatever. Don't care.
I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I hate everything when there's superheroes in space.
Yeah.
Say that. But
just say that.
Some of the other, like the fact that like this trailer comes out and on Threads and Twitter, you just see people re-hating on the first Superman movie. And I'm just like,
all that tells me is like, all that tells me if this teaser makes you want to do is talk shit about its predecessor, that just tells me that you've got nothing.
Yeah.
That they did that you've got nothing. You've got nothing.
Plain and simple. At the same time, Guardians of the Galaxy was a good movie. Who cares?
Yeah. Also, if you didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy, you need therapy. That's a bigger issue. That's seek help.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. So I know we kind of deviated from Supergirl a little bit here. So to kind of tie it all back here at the end, I do want to say like another thing I really appreciated in this, because we haven't really talked about her specifically, is Supergirl Millie Alcock. One of the things they had to really give us was making sure this felt like a continuation of what we got at the end of Superman, which is this is drunken, rambunctious, just kind of over everything Supergirl, who is just trying to figure out this. She was very much, we're dealing with a Kara that lived and breathed and experienced the loss of Kandor and her family, and came through this wormhole to find her baby cousin, a full-blown adult, and she's just kind of like, where do I fit into all of this? Because now I'm just seen as, not Superman, clearly. And she's 23. How many of us had our shit together at 23?
Well, even the thing for me, if you think about it, is if Superman appeared 3 years ago,
he's 30.
Well, hold on. If Superman has been around for 3 years,
yes,
and they go with the idea that she shows up and he's already Superman and she's 23, that means she left Krypton when she was like 20 or 21.
Oh yeah. Well, we see that in the flashbacks. Yeah. She's not that young when Kandor happens.
So she has lived the paradise of Krypton into adulthood, and then it been ripped away, and now she's stuck on Earth. So I think that's where you definitely, because I think in the comics it's more like she's a teenager.
Well, yeah, because in the comics it was going off, and our math might be off. They might explain it better. Again, wormhole, time, space. Who cares? But yeah, you bring up a very good point. It's like it almost seems like she might have just been a full-blown adult when that happened.
And that's where you get into yes, she should be a raging alcoholic.
Yeah,
depending on how that went down.
I wouldn't be holding it together very well either. Yeah. Especially if she did come to Earth, depending on how the maths. Yeah. I honestly don't care. But it's one of those like she very well could have like had like the stereotypical like spend a lot of time on the Kent farm and got super bored and was just like, screw it, I'm out. Like, but this is one of those like, and again, I know you haven't watched House of the Dragon, so this is more of a me thing, but like knowing the character she plays because she shows up in flashbacks on season 2 in House of the Dragon, and the parallels between that character and this version of Kara, getting to see Millie Alcock continue to play in that acting sandbox, however, from a completely different approach, is something that's like, it's a great way to like you're avoiding getting typecast in a big way because the roles themselves superficially are so wildly different.
Yeah.
One is high fantasy, swords and dragons and royalty, and the other's fun kids comic book stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But deep down, the characters, however, are one of those, like, this is a way for her to avoid being typecast, but still get to like sharpen a lot of the same acting tools.
Yeah.
And really just kind of like, because she's done a couple of like the Netflix rom-coms and stuff in the last year, in the couple of years. So like she's been doing other things, and this is definitely like action and like grandeur and things like that. Like, yes, you know, that I'm looking forward to seeing. Like, feels like where we're really going to get to see her like just expand in a big way.
Yeah. I have yet to see her in anything. So
yeah, you have no, you're not familiar with her.
But like from the story I know of the comic, watching her in this teaser, like, oh, look at her go. Like, no complaints.
Pulled off a page. I mean, this looks pulled off the pages of this book.
So I'm looking. I'll watch it. I'm looking forward to it. Not super hyped, but I'm like, okay, I'm down for this, and let's see how this goes.
Yeah, me too. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you hyped for Supergirl? We're ready. Like at this point, just get us to June. Just get us to June. Yep. We're ready for June. Let us know down below. On your way down there, subscribe. It's on the way. It's efficient. Also, make sure you follow us on all social media at DC Junction. Find me on social media at Mr. Mike Shea.
Find me across all social media at the Hosso Man.
And that's gonna do it for us here at DC Junction. We'll see you guys again next time. There is something DC to talk about.
Bye-bye.